Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Friday. Good Friday, actually. Good Friday, because we're not at work. Yay. Although we have got a list of chores to do, which I'm sure you're looking forward to. Exciting things like sorting out the stationery cupboard, and we might actually get some picking. Good morning, Jane. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Sue. As always, if you are there and watching, do please pop a hello in the comments so that so that I know that you're there, so everyone else knows you're there. It's a bit of a community thing now, isn't it? Bless you. Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Janet. Good morning, Alex. Definitely a community thing. You guys rock. Good morning, Leslie. Good morning, Ravengast. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Friday. Hurrah. Long weekend this weekend too. Double hurrah. Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, Emma and Georgie. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Joan. Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Christine. Pete is not working today because obviously it's bank holiday. But he looks like he's studying very hard on something on the computer. I have a sneak suspicion he's working on MoonCon 22. And Eric's sitting out in the garden because it's sunny. He's becoming a hot dog. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, Dawn. Good morning, Maharet. Quick blast for MoonCon 22. If you saw it last year, we're doing it again this year. 2 days of free online talks with various Moonbooks authors, all day Saturday and Sunday, 2nd and 3rd of July, over on the Moonbooks Facebook page and the Moonbooks YouTube channel. All free talks from all different authors on all different things. Going to be fab again. If you missed it from last year, all of last year's talks are on Moonbooks YouTube channel. That's my infomercial for the day. Good morning, Deborah. Usually working, play your videos late in the day. Yay for not working today. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Maria's birthday yesterday. Hope you had a lovely day. Good morning, Luna. Good morning, Senia. Good morning, Lani. Good morning. No, good morning, good evening, probably over in Australia, Jill. Oh, there's the link to MoonCon 22. Maria went to see Fantastic Beasts. Excellent. Good morning and evening to Nikki. Good morning, Andrea. Good morning, Penny. Good morning, Kerry. It is a bright and beautiful sunny day in the south of England. The sun is shining. The sky is blue. It's not a cloud to spoil the view. It's a gardening day, actually, but we have other stuff to do, which is a bit more boring, but there you go. Needs being done. Needs being done. Not sure that's good English. Probably need some coffee today. Good morning, Samantha. Good morning, Sylvia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. I have been testing webcams out all week after last week's webcam died on me. I have 3 webcams looking at me now, just in case. Nikki, it is dark and nearly full moon. Yes, we walked back from our daughters last night in the dark and the full moon was up there. Lani, gave our garden a good tidy yesterday. It was lovely outside. Yeah, it's that time of the year, isn't it? Have you a link to the Moonbooks, please? If you scroll up Ravengast, there is a link in the comments, which it is literally Moonbooks, I think. If you search for Moonbooks publisher in Facebook, you will find it as well. Nita, good morning from my warm Hampshire garden. Yep, it is warm in Hampshire today. That's where I am too. Sylvia, cloudy here in Cornwall. Yes, but it's Cornwall. Doesn't matter, does it? We will be there next month. Good morning, Beck. That's it, really. Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Friday. So, as hi, Beck's mum. Um, as beautiful in sunset. Beautiful in sunset. Excellent. Maria loves Cornwall. Yeah, it is beautiful. We're off to Boscastle next month. Very excited. Lani's heading to a garden centre today. Don't tell Pete that, Lani. He's desperate to go to a garden centre today. And I've told him we've got too many chores because I mean like that. Sylvie, if you come down here, maybe Sylvie, Pete and I are coming down for a few days, and it just so happens that the lovely Heather from Kitchen Witch is going to be there for a couple of days as well. It's one of those coincidence things. Anyway, welcome to Friday. As often happens, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about until a couple of days beforehand, and then I was thinking about things like you do. Actually, I was setting up, tidying up, sorting out witchy stuff and all the incense cones, all the incense sticks, all the loose incense, and it made me think about the magic of smell, magic of scent, magic of smell. Scent's a nicer word, isn't it? Luna, new shelves are looking lush. Thank you. Yes, new shelves are fabulous. Good morning, Jackie. So I want to talk about magic of smell, perhaps something that we don't really think about, particularly when we work spells or in ritual. I think everyone's used to magic of aromas. Jill, yes. Jane, aroma, yes, better, isn't it? I'll stick with smell. I have realised I haven't even got my notes up. I'm waffling away and I haven't even opened my notes up. So let's do that. Otherwise, I could go all over the place. You're surprised I have notes, aren't you? You thought I just talked randomly. I do that too. But yes, I was sorting through all the stuff and I thought, actually, when you do a ritual, when you do a spell, we automatically light the incense. But why do we light it? We automatically dress our candles with essential oils. Why? Why do we do it? A couple of reasons. They want to know if there's no Robbie Williams looking at us this week. He's not there.
Santana.
It's Santana today. Santana looking at us today. For those who have no idea what we're talking about, it's the albums. Robbie Williams' face was looking at us last week. Jane, smell takes me straight to the litter trays. Yes, if you have a cat. Smell is not always a good thing. But I was thinking about it and I thought smell plays such an important part in our whole lives. Pete's actually addicted to the rituals, hand creams and hand washes and lotions and shower. They all smell amazing. But you do associate smells with people and with things and with memories. So they can evoke really strong emotional responses. Good morning, Karen. Alex saw Santana years ago. Not my particular favourite. I think they sound a little bit like lift music, but all of the vinyl belongs to Pete. There you go. I do have a very small vinyl collection. I think it probably got put in the cupboard under the stairs because it's too embarrassing to be with Pete's vinyl collection. But anyway, I think as well as the emotions that scent evokes, we perhaps use incense and essential oil in magic to add a layer to magical working, to add power to the magical working. So quite often you dress a candle with essential oil to add a layer of magic to it. But do we ever think about the actual scent of it? And that's kind of what I want to look at today. I think we do it without thinking. I add essential oils, I add herbs, I add incense for the magical properties generally. Quite often I don't think about the actual smell side of it. And that's what got me thinking this week, really. Jane, frankincense oil takes me back to my very first spell. Actually, frankincense is probably, if I had to pick one scent to describe magic, it would be frankincense. That's the one that makes me think magic. It's one of my favorites. I do love the smell of it. And I think there are ones that we do associate with things in particular. And frankincense is my kind of magic smell. If that makes sense. Lani, smells outside I like. Let's get some things up. Smells I like outside. Cut grass and flowers, but I use incense in meditation. I love cut grass and flowers, but with hay fever, when you smell that cut grass, you know you're in for a bad day. Good morning, Petronella. Good morning, Charlie. So it got me thinking, and I thought I often make a loose incense blend for a particular deity. If I'm working on with a particular deity, I will make a loose incense blend, and I will take herbs and spices and resins that I associate with that deity. But I do it really, I think, from the magical properties, not so much from the scent. But then I thought one of my favorites, because I work with that side, Ganesha, quite a lot, I make incense with all of the Indian spices. So his incense ends up smelling like a curry. I add Indian spices such as cardamom and cloves and ginger, because to me that evokes the essence of Ganesha. So perhaps with that one, I do go more on smell than on the magical properties of it. I do add fenugreek on occasion as well, but this is where I come to the bit where some smells are nasty. The smell of fenugreek makes me think of old smelly socks, which is not a good smell. But that's another connection. We all have those odours and those smells that we don't like as well. And fenugreek happens to be one of mine. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? Petronelli, difficult to use incense and smells here in the house. All three of us have different allergies. Yeah, it is difficult with that. I didn't bring it downstairs. I have got, it's like an oil burner, but you use it for incense. So it's got a candle in the bottom, and then it's got a little dish on the top that you put your loose incense in on top of sand. And I have a feeling the Pixie's going to go and get it. It's in the drum room, just inside the door. Because it warms incense rather than making smoke. If you add resin to your loose incense, you're going to get lots of smoke. It warms it and it gives off the scent, but it doesn't give off the smoke. And I'm better at that one because I have lots of allergies. Jackie, my husband comes home smelling of cut grass and I hate it. Struggle with hay fever. Yeah, not good, not good. One of the ones I hated, Pete's a drummer in a band, and for many, many years when they allowed smoking in pubs, every time he came home from a gig, I could smell him as he came in the front door, the old cigarette smoke. Oh, not pleasant, not pleasant. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I've got this, and it's got, you can do this with a normal oil burner. It has a tea light candle in the bottom. Then it has a little dish, and I've got a little bit of sand in the bottom, and then the loose incense on the top, and that sits on there. You light the tea light, and the heat from it warms the loose incense. So you don't get any smoke, you just get the smell from the incense, and it works brilliantly. But you can do that with a normal oil burner. But it's really good for those with asthma and allergies that can't deal with the smoke from incense. Christine, I got frankincense and orange shower gel. Oh, nice, from Neil's Yards. Oh, and it's horrible. Okay, don't recommend that one. Now, I think that for me is, orange is a nice scent. Frankincense is a nice scent. They should smell nice together. Doesn't always work. Doesn't always work. Penny, I love bay and rosemary. I make it myself, loose and burn for protection, grow my own herbs. I grow a lot of my own plant material in the garden as well. I like rosemary, not so fussed on bay, I must admit. And I'm going to put it out there. I don't like white sage. I never burn white sage in my house. I don't like the smell of it. That and the fact that it comes from the other side of the globe, and I'm not going to buy sage from the other side of the planet when I grow garden sage in my own garden. But that's it. I don't like the smell of it. So Maria, they do a lovely geranium and orange one. Yeah, geranium is one of my favorite smells as well. Eucalyptus. Oh, that clears your sinuses. definitely. Spikenard does that for me. Oh, nag champra. That is yes, that's one of the traditional ones, isn't it? I actually love the smell of nag champra. It is. It makes you think of the witchy shops, doesn't it? It's a really nice smell. I do like that one. Alex, scent heightens another one of your body's natural levels of awareness, helping you focus on just a task in hand. Absolutely. Smell is important, isn't it? Smell's one of those things that we wouldn't have survived without, I don't think. If you think about it, what's the first thing you do when you take a bottle of milk out of the fridge and are not sure whether it's fresh or not? You smell it. It's our kind of a defense mechanism to eating poisonous or gone off foods. You've put Ritual's hand cream on, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sense of smell is one of their lifesavers, really, I guess. Originally would have been. Xenia, I love rose, but genuine rose, not the one called rose that's in usual perfumes. Yeah, there's a lot of confusion about rose, isn't it? And the real rose essential oil is quite expensive. Lemon eucalyptus is amazing, especially here in Australia after it's rained. That sounds fabulous. Jane, general all-rounder for a quick smudge or a bit of ambience is Tesco's Lavender Dreams air freshener. Doesn't really smell of lavender. It's much nicer and sort of witchy. I know lavender's brilliant and I use it a lot in magic, but the smell of it just makes me think of old ladies' knicker drawers. That's the association that I make with it. But we do have to we do have those associations with the smell. So we bought them in Glastonbury, Sue, didn't we? These ones, but yeah, they are quite delicate. But yes, oil burner works perfectly for it. Xenia, I love these smoke-free incense burners. Have one too. Makes much finer aroma. It does. It makes a really nice aroma, and you know that all the stuff in it is natural, which is another thing to come to. Heather, you broke yours as well. Mine's precious. But oil burners do the same things. I think as well, when I'm working with loose incense, I know exactly what's going into it. I know that all of the items that I'm burning or warming and all of the scents that I'm putting into the air in my house are natural. There's no chemicals. There's no nasties in them, which air fresheners, those plug-in things, have horrible stuff in them. Do be careful when you're using commercial air fresheners, spray, bottle, otherwise. Some of them do have really nasty chemicals in, and a lot of them are really, really not good for your pets. So do check them, as a lot of essential oils are not good in the air for your pets as well. So do check them first. But, got to go with what works for you. I don't judge. Nikki, my sense of smell has been terrible since the menopause. Oh, okay. The menopause brings such joys, doesn't it? Jill, cardamom, orange in coffee. Oh, yes. I'll have some of that, thanks. Chocolate, cardamom and orange in coffee or chocolate. Delicious. Maria uses her own sage. Yeah, I do too. Know where it's come from, don't you? It's much easier. Karen loves cinnamon and orange, and also cinnamon and sandalwood and ylang ylang oils together. Nice combinations. Luna likes aloe vera. Okay. I'm not sure I've ever had that as an essential oil. Interesting. Petronella, I usually give the incense sticks I get away, but also I use them sometimes in boxes of my tarot or oracle decks, especially when they're secondhand. Old smells and energies get out and the smell is contained. Incense sticks and incense cones are really useful. We have a big box of them because Pete likes lighting the incense. But they all get chucked into a box. So it's a bit of a pick and mix as to what scent you're going to get out. But I can remember my dad using incense sticks. He called them joss sticks, actually. I think that's a 70s thing. He always used to burn them as well. Janet, need to shop for a smoke-free incense burner. Either that, or if you've got an oil burner, exactly the same. If you've got an oil burner, just your tea light in the bottom and the dish in the top where you put your oil. Just put a little bit of sand and then put your loose incense on the top. You don't need to buy a fancy smoke-free incense burner. If you've got an oil burner, you've got the kit there. Maria, I must admit I can't abide manufactured vanilla. Vanilla's definitely need coffee. Vanilla is an interesting one, isn't it? I love the smell of vanilla. I make my own vanilla extract because I do so much baking and I use so much vanilla extract. I make my own vodka and vanilla pods. Simple. That's all it is. Leave them for a couple of months to do their thing. And that smells lovely. But I know what you mean. The one you get in the cheap candles is really sickly sweet, isn't it? Old lady's knickers. I'm glad I made you laugh, Christine. My job is done. Yeah, manufactured vanilla. It's too sweet and sickly, I think, isn't it? Christine, lavender and vodka stood for a few weeks, makes a lush air freshener. Vodka's a really good base if you're making anything like that, because the alcohol content is quite high, so it's not going to go off, and you can drop all sorts of things in it. Luna, aloe vera leaves a lovely aroma after it's burnt. I'm going to look into that one, Luna. Thank you. I haven't experienced that. Good day, Marie from Oz. Hello. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it, Nikki? Son's visiting for Easter, so no incense burning triggers his migraines. These scents are really powerful, and a lot of them, that might be worth checking ingredients and things as well, because a lot of the manufactured incense sticks and cones have other chemicals in them that aren't just the natural perfumes. So I think some of the time it's that causes the problems. Give the Tesco one a chance. It's not at all like other lavender room sprays. Aldi lavender spray smells like furniture polish and knicker drawers, but the Tesco one is so much nicer. I don't buy room. I make my own room sprays, Jane. They are so easy to do. Super, super easy to do. Spritz a bottle, boil some water, let it cool, pour the water in the spritzer bottle, and then you add, if you want to make a lavender one, add lavender essential oil, just a few drops. You can even chuck some lavender flowers in there as well. Super, super simple and no nasties. Alex, part of my initiation back in the 70s, I had to mix an incense and anointing oils of my own choosing, picking from my book of shadows were attributions I wanted to carry forward in my magical path. We teach about all of that in our kitchen witch lessons. There's a whole lesson on it, or a couple of lessons, I think, where we make ask students to make their own blends. Yeah, can't abide the smell of vanilla, love the taste. Definitely. Yeah, I saw that. Sniffing vanilla is supposed to help us cut down on eating chocolate, but who wants to do that? Yeah, let's not recommend that. I have seen that. I've Facebook ad quite a lot. Jackie, still use incense sticks in my plant pots when sat outside in the garden, keeping the flying assassins away. Good idea. Very, very good idea. Hadn't thought about that. That's excellent. The citronella candles work well for that, but incense sticks would work brilliantly. Nikki, don't see loose incense here. What do you make it from? Well, I've got some here. Look, I've got some ready made. Okay, let's talk loose incense for a minute. I have a bit of a rule of thumb for loose incense. I generally make my own because then I know what goes in it and I can tailor make it. I can make it for a deity. I can make it for a particular intent when I'm working magic of any sort. And you can also use the same sort of ingredients and grind them down to make magic powders as well. I have a bit of a rule of thumb. If I'm making loose incense, I use a resin. It does give off smoke if you're going to burn it. Doesn't matter if you're going to put it in the oil burner thing. But resin, because that keeps it going longer. Generally something woody, sandalwood, cinnamon, thyme, twigs, something woody, because again, that keeps it burning longer. And then herbs and spices. I don't grind them up. I don't tend to grind them up. I leave them quite chunky. And that's it. Sometimes if I want to boost the scent, I'll add a few drops of essential oil and let that dry out before I use it. If you make a loose incense without the essential oil, the scent isn't going to be anywhere near as strong. If you make a loose incense with just dried herbs, it's going to burn in a puff of smoke and be gone in seconds. So you need to add your bit of woody stuff and or your resin as well, just to keep it burning longer. But really play around with it. Loose incense is great fun to make and it's so easy to do. If you don't use it in the top of an oil burner, and do put a layer of sand or salt first in the dish of your oil burner before you put the incense in. Otherwise the resin will stick to the bottom of your oil burner and you'll never get it out. But I do, it makes so easy to make, and you can add your own magic, you can add your own intent, you can mix it to your own blend, and you can play around with it. You will need, if you're going to burn it, you will need charcoal discs. So you'll need to burn it on the charcoal discs. But so easy to do. You can buy it, obviously. My favourites are from Lucifer, which are the Children of Artemis shop. Every incense blend I have bought from them smells amazing. Not only does it smell amazing in the jar, it also smells amazing when it burns. And I have found that quite a lot of them, you buy it, look it in the shop, you sniff it, smells amazing, get it home, put it on the charcoal disc, and it doesn't smell of anything. These do. So I can recommend the brand Lucifer. They are from the Children of Artemis shop. Let's have a look at this one. This is Witch's Circle. So there's quite a lot of resin in this one. And dried herbs, basically. Resin and dried herbs. That smells like Glastonbury shops. But they are really simple to make. Sylvia, about the smell in a different way. I was smelling spirit for over 2 years, was not able to find out who he is, closed everything up until Monday. Finally know who it is and even gave me his name. Spirit will quite often catch your attention by sending scents your way. Quite often tobacco is one, or a particular flower or perfume scent. That is a way that they make contact. Christine, make your own incense. Just get all the spices together and form a cone and then leave to dry out. You can make your own incense sticks and your own incense cones. There's plenty of instructions if you just Google them. Christine, herbs, spices, resins, mix, grind and burn them. I don't tend to grind them, but you can. It's entirely up to you. But yeah, it is that simple, isn't it? It is really that simple. Charlie, warm biscuity smell makes me think of my nan and granddad and their flat in London. Transports me. Love, comfort, coziness and joy. It does. It is that it evokes so many different memories, isn't it? Marie, my favourite smell is dewberry. Very nice. Yeah, citronella to get rid of the mozzies in the garden. Yeah. Senny is the same. Citronella and lavender. Flying assassins. Brilliant. Emma, I remember my first time trying loose incense on a charcoal block. Set the fire alarm off. Yeah, if you are burning in loose incense and it's got lots of resin, you will get lots of smoke. So be careful of fire alarms. Maria, I haven't made any in a long time. Hyacinth flowers, they smell lots, don't they? Hyacinths are really, really highly scented. Nikki, someone get this woman a coffee stat with an Easter egg. Actually, we went to dinner with my daughter last night and she'd got half chocolate Easter eggs and she'd put cheesecake inside it. Amazing. But I could eat one of those now, actually. That would be nice with coffee. Be lovely. Oh, thank you, Heather. Heather has put up a link. There is a video on my YouTube channel to make loose incense. Thank you. The link is in the comments. Xenia, Children of Artemis incenses are fab. I have the flower magic one. Put it on my smoke burner, smoke-free burner, and love it. Also great burning with charcoal. Can't do it because of smoke detectors. Yes, highly recommend the Children of Artemis incense blends. Is this shop in Glastonbury? The Children of Artemis, where I get the loose incense on, is online. I think it's called witchcraft.org. I think that's the website, witchcraft.org. But if you search for the Children of Artemis shop, you'll find it. They sell online. They are brilliant. They sell all sorts of things. Yeah, tobacco. Spirit quite often seem to send tobacco across. I don't know whether it's one of the easiest scents for them to send across. I don't know, but it seems to be quite a common one. Christine, I love walking into Glastonbury shops, walk around sniffing the yeah, sniffing the rooms. No, I'm a weirdo. You're not. We're all in it together. Oh, Kerry, did you say salt? Yes, if you're going to use an oil burner, before you put your loose incense in the dish, put a fine layer of sand or a layer of salt. It protects the oil burner from the resin melting from the loose incense. Jane, I've had tobacco aroma on a few occasions, though we have a smoke-free house. Also had onion soup aroma in the wee small hours, and it wasn't Ramadan. Yeah, it's spirit. They do often send scents across. There's a link. There we go. Children of Artemis. It is witchcraft.org. That's their website, witchcraft.org. They sell all sorts of things. Sylvia, I buy volcanic sand to use my incense, and I can say Children of Artemis shop indeed the best. It is. I sometimes just open the pots and smell them. Yes, I know what you mean. They do smell lovely. I buy a little bag of sand from Amazon, literally children's playground sand, and I use it in my burner. Maria has tobacco. Yeah, it does tobacco and spirit, definitely. Xenia, also turning to use incense smoke-free because I found out that all the grease and stuff from the smoke gets part of my flat filthy and dirty. It really does. I found in our old kitchen I was burning incense up on a little shelf, and it wasn't until we came to paint it that I realized how much grease and oil had gone up the wall from it. Ravengast, can you get rid of burnt resin after resin melts and goes hard, solid? You have to chip it off, as far as I'm aware. I have had a few fun and games with that. It's not nice stuff to get rid of. But the other thing, one of my other favorites, I do like frankincense, but one of my other favorites is an incense blend called Kyphi. Kyphi. It's an Egyptian one. I have some here that are very lovely. Friend made for me. They are little balls. It smells like Yule. It is Christmas in incense form. So if you see Kyphi incense blends, have a try because it's lovely. The other thing, of course, is incense, is essential oils. Too many words. I have got stuck here. I have a box here. These are my incense oils. You can see that magical oil chest. This is from the very fantastic Freya's Cauldron. Another shop I can highly, highly recommend. Freya's Cauldron is online as well. I have my essential oils in here. If you subscribe to the Freya's Cauldron subscription box, she does loads of other stuff on her website as well, but I can recommend her monthly subscription boxes. If you subscribe to them, each month as part of it, you get a little oil blend in these little bottles, and they're brilliant. This one's home protection. But there's all sorts of things. Full moon, clove essential oil. What else have I got? What's that? May Tang, harvest essential oil. Oh, not much of that left. Pine, solstice, chamomile. Really, really useful for anointing things. And I add it to candles when I'm dressing candles. But that also made me think. I use them. I'll think, right, I'm doing a prosperity spell, so I'll use the harvest oil. So I get the harvest oil blend out and I dress the candle. But I thought afterwards, I'm using it because of the magical properties of it. I'm not actually smelling it. So I'm making a point now to smell the scents as I dress the candle or as I add it to the spell pouches, so that I then associate that smell with prosperity or with love or with happiness or with whatever it is that I'm doing. There's a moon goddess one here as well, which I use it for working with moon goddesses, but I don't Oh, that smells lovely. That smells really nice. So I'm making a point now of actually smelling them before I use them. Not just using them because of what it says on the label and the intent, but actually really inhaling the scent and taking that on board as well. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me. Just going, I've missed a few. Right, Jill, take a small jar with me to the beach and collect sand. I would, but the beach near us is just stones. But yes, if you've got a beach near you, brilliant. Emma, my great grandma sends her perfume through. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? It is one of those things that spirit do very well. Sue, I keep smelling tobacco smoke in our bungalow. Didn't know. Oh yes, tobacco is a real favorite with the spirit world. Christine loves Keefe. It is delicious. It is delicious. It's Star Child in Glastonbury do Keefe incense. Neat. Same in my bathroom where I burn scented candles where I have a soaky bath, smoke and soot on the walls. It does, doesn't it? You don't realise. Jill, we made Keefe using essential oils, wine and honey. Yeah, that's part of the ingredients. Still have a few drops. If you have a look on the Kitchen Witch blog, I believe there is a Keefe instructions on making your own Keefe incense over on the Kitchen Witch blog. Oh, there's the Freya's Cauldron. Highly recommend. She's a really lovely lady, really helpful, and she does some fantastic stuff. Yes. Smelly vision. Sometimes we can smell what's happening on the TV screen, like wood smoke or the smell of what people are drinking. My husband's experienced it too, and he's not witchy. They should make smelly vision, actually. But I know what you mean. Sometimes the image is so good that it does make you feel that, doesn't it? Lani, not long place an order of Freya's called cheeky little purchase. Brilliant. Yeah, they are fantastic. Christine likes Mei Chang. I've not actually used it before. No, I haven't used that one. I'm going to smell it now. Not that that means anything to you guys because you can't smell it. Oh, quite fruity. That's very nice. I'll be using that. Xenia, Star Child. Star Child do have some lovely things. They do have some lovely things. I've got one of theirs here. I have their dragon incense here. They do lots of nice things as well. I must admit, I tend to get my stuff from Lucifer now, from the Children of Artemis. Are they blended with a base? I've just used them as... I don't think they are. I think they are. Oh, I don't know. It's a dressing oil. So, yes, I would imagine it is mixed with a base one. It doesn't actually say. That's cool, mint. I would imagine they are. Oh, that's weird. Yes, they are quite pale in colour, Maria. I'll check with Freya and find out, but I would assume they are blended with a base, yes. Oh, there's the Kitchen Witch blog. There's a link in the comments. There is a recipe for making Keefe there, so do go and have a look. But I think for me, it was, essential oil, I do. I use it dressing candles. I use it on medicine pouch, spell pouches and all sorts. I just went with the magical properties. I hadn't really thought to take in the scent. So I have started doing that now. Christine, part of my training witchcraft, taught to close my eyes and get the scent in your mind's eye and hold it as long as possible, which is a fantastic idea. I think I got so caught up with doing all the stuff that I forgot to breathe, basically. I did have an idea as well. I think I read it somewhere actually, to create a little jar. So a little tiny jar, put some salt or some sand in the bottom and add a few drops of essential oil. And then you put the lid on and you keep it. And each time you want to be prompted by that particular scent, give it a shake, open the lid and smell it. And I thought that would be brilliant as a key, as a prompt. So if I was to make a little jar of scent to prompt me, to get me into that witchcraft mode before I'm about to start a ritual or a spell, open the little jar and have a sniff. And I'd probably put frankincense in there. I must admit, frankincense oil would be my go-to for making me kick into that right, let's work some magic kind of mode. Just a tiny little jar. You could have the little jars for all sorts of things. If you were about to work a prosperity spell, you could have a little jar of prosperity aroma, just to smell. I would probably put mint in, actually, because that is my kind of mint or basil, my go-to for prosperity spells. Just breathe it in and take a moment to get yourself in that headspace for working a prosperity spell. I have my favorites. Obviously, if I was working a success spell, then cinnamon would be my go-to. Love the smell of cinnamon. Put some of that in a little jar with some salt. And that would be your kind of, right, cinnamon, let's go work some success magic. We all have our favorites. So we all have those we hate. We have those that we love. Keefe is one of my favorite incense smells. But frankincense, I love. Cinnamon, I love. Geranium, love the smell of geranium too. That smells like Turkish delight to me. Brilliant. Xenia started buying oil blends from in Lumine Lune. Don't know that one. Absolutely love them. They also have herb stones and stuff. Excellent. Of course, you can add all sorts of things to essential oils. Jane, sometimes an aroma can take you back in time to something very specific, and every detail comes back, even if it was decades ago. I call it aroma tripping. So, yeah, excellent. Yes. Whenever I smell, and if you used Body Shop perfume back in the 80s, whenever I smell white musk, that takes me straight back to the early 80s. Hello. And whenever I smell a dog, I know it's Eric. Hello. Actually, our daughter says that Eric smells of, was it sunshine and rainbows? Pete thinks he just smells of dog. But they do, doesn't it? It takes you back. It evokes such memories. I think, well, I'm talking about myself really. I think I need to be working more with the scent side of it alongside the magical properties. It's going to make me stop and think now to take in the whole experience and to enjoy the scent and to take on board the scent and associate that scent with the magic that I'm working as well, or the ritual. You could work then the scents and the smells into your magic. Just gives it another layer, that's all. Xenia had made money success oil ages ago with cinnamon oil and cinnamon sticks and gold glitter. Nice. Sue, listening to you through bone conducting earphones. Ooh, and your phone ring. Yes, sorry, my phone is turned on to silent, but every time I get a notification, it does buzz. So I enjoy. Oh, the smell of dog's breath. Yuck. Yes, spaniel's breath. No, Eric actually has quite fresh, sweet breath. Bless him. But yeah, dog breath's not nice. Well, they're probably the oil inhaling all the oils making me cough. No magic in dog farts. Well, there probably is. You could use it for something. Curses springs to mind, hexes, you know. Jill, I used to work as an aromatherapist in aged care, mainly people with dementia. Amazing how well it helped them. Okay, to remember things and people from their past, evoking memories from the scents, from smell. Brilliant. That's fantastic. Hannah, one scent. One scent you can't use is cinnamon. Oh, it's one of my favorites, Hannah. Actually, let's be honest. Anything that smells of Christmas is one of my favorite scents. Cinnamon, cloves, orange, any of the spicy, Christmassy scents. Yeah, I'm there. Paul, can always tell when my departed brother is around because of the cigarette smoke in the room. Yep, it is a real key for spirit, isn't it? Kerry, Body Shop used to do, they did do lots of different perfumes. Patchouli was my favorite in the 80s and still is. Patchouli's a nice smell. It is a nice smell. But I always used to wear white musk, and I do still remember it now. Cat's breath is awful. Collins is like the cockles. Well, they eat fish, don't they? So it's not, got to give them a bit of a break. Emma, I like the smell of wet cat fur. It reminds me of my silly cat that loved the rain. Perfect. What a beautiful memory, though. Yes, you can tell Heather and I are friends, can't you? Yes. Dog farts can be used for exorcism. So cat farts are bad. Can't hear them coming. Yeah, dog ones are like that sometimes too. Maria, love patchouli. Patchouli again for me is another kind of witchy one, isn't it? It's got that kind of mystical, spiritual kind of thing to it. Xenia, if Eric smells nice and has a sweet breath and he also looks so shiny, do you feed him with roses, sun rays and rainbows? Because the smell of most dogs is so intense for me that it triggers a migraine. His breath never smells. His breath's fine, but he has quite a straightforward raw food diet. So there's nothing nasty, no chemicals, all fresh meat and bones and all vitamins, natural stuff in it. So his breath very, very rarely smells. He does smell of dog when he's not had a bath for a while, and it gets a bit greasy. But he just smells of dog. But no, and he only smells of dog, after a few days of not having a bath. So I don't know what it is. He's just a bless. Nikki, can you burn cloves? Absolutely. I drop whole cloves into my incense mixes all the time. They're wood, basically. So yes, they burn very well. Christine, an old scent of my mum is bluegrass. Makes me nauseous now and did then. I don't know that one. Hannah, love white musk. Yeah, that takes me back to the 80s. Actually, I never left them, but there you go. So we've got incense of all sorts. There are essential oils of all sorts, which have all sorts of uses. Essential oils can be used for dressing candles. I dab them on spell pouches. Eric's seen a pigeon in the garden by the sounds of it. You can also drop essential oil into water and make spritzers or, saline water or whatever. Multi-purpose uses. Do have a go at making loose incense if you've never made it yourself. It is great fun. And if you don't want to burn the incense, put it in your oil burner. If you don't want to heat the incense, if you make a loose incense and grind it up, you can use it as spell powder, magic powder, to feed your spell pouches. You can also use it as offerings. I quite often make up a loose incense batch and make it as an offering to deity. It works really well for that. But don't forget to smell it. And I think if you are working with essential oils, if you mess around with the different blends, I tend to put a few drops on a bit of kitchen roll first and mix them up that way. So if I'm mixing a couple of different essential oil blends, put a couple of drops on a piece of kitchen roll first, rather than pouring it out and mixing whole batches, because you never know how well it's going to come out smelling. Hannah loves hyacinth. My partner can't abide them. They're too strong for me. Hyacinths smell lovely, but the scent is far too strong for us to have them in the house. Pete and I would be sneezing for the entire day. Christine, patchouli, first essential oil I ever bought when I was 50. Yeah, it's an old one, patchouli oil, isn't it? It's not insinuating that you're old, obviously, Christine. That would have been, only a couple of years ago. But it is a traditional one, isn't it? It's a familiar one. Nikki loves the smell of beeswax. Nice smell. It is. Jane, it's lilac time soon. Lilac blossom smells gorgeous. It does. Very nice flavour. Flavour? Don't eat it. Very nice scent. So you've got essential oils. You've got incenses. We briefly mentioned scented candles. I must admit, I don't often have scented candles in the house because I find them too overpowering and they make me cough. A note with scented candles. Scented candles are brilliant if you want to work with the scent and the candle all in one go. Some of them smell amazing. Others are very, very fake. Do check the label first that the oil that's used in the candle to make the scent is a natural one and not just loads of chemicals, because it won't fill your atmosphere with very nice stuff. and it can be really dangerous to animals as well. So scented candles are lovely, but do just check the ingredients. If you want to make your own scented candles, what I quite often do is take a tea light and put a few drops of essential oil in the top of it before I light it. Be careful, because it does make the flame flare sometimes. But you can add your own scent. If you don't want to dress a spell candle, just put a few drops of essential oil in the top of a tea light, and then you get a similar sort of thing. Xenia musk reminds me of my youth, where we had Avon. They had a perfume we had, and I think they still have it. A good old Avon's still going, isn't it? Christine, love your top. It was bought for me for Mother's Day. Here we go. On a dark, deserted highway, cool wind. Deserted. That says deserted. Highway, cool wind in my hair. Yeah, not desert highway, like the song words. Thank you, Christine. That was my Mother's Day present. Patchouli, metalheads. Yeah, it was. Well, patchouli, I go about 60s and 70s makes me think of. Karen, I make my own candles, only use essential oils and yes, candles are actually quite straightforward to make. I am writing a candle magic book at the moment for Llewellyn. Yes, candles are, you can get the melt and pour candle wax. It's brilliant. It's so easy to make. I did have a go at properly making candles, but I ruined quite a lot of saucepans and made quite a lot of mess, so decided to buy my own in the end. And you've brought me onto another one. Make your own bath salts for a pre-ritual bath. Bath salts are a doddle to make. There are quite a few recipes for different body salts, bath salts, body powders. In my Curative Magic book, there's quite a whole range of different things, moisturizers and all sorts in the Curative Magic book, on how to make your own and what scents and oils and things to add. But that's another way, isn't it? You can have a bath with bath salts, shower gels, soaps. I highly recommend Bewitched Botanicals they're online as well, for soaps and body moisturizers. Bit of a commercial day. I never ever promote companies that I haven't tried, used and recommend. I'm never paid to promote anybody. If I mention them, it's because I really like the product. But if you don't want to make your own, then I do recommend Bewitched Botanicals. They do some lovely soaps and body products. And again, you bring in the scent. And you could I use soap quite often in magical workings, a few shavings of soap. It's cleansing, it's purifying, but it also carries the energy of the essential oils and the scent that's with it. Ria, it was called hippie stink from those who didn't like it. I can understand that. Ravengast, I remember Avon. My girlfriend always used to wear. Yeah, Avon's still going. Thank you. There's a link to the Curative Magic book there. Nikki, the ants in Practical Magic always make me think of patchouli. Yeah. Lani loves Bewitched Botanicals. Yeah, they are good. So I think it's really about appreciating the smell. Taking a moment when you're making the incense, when you're actually doing the ritual or working the magical spell, taking a moment to breathe in the scent and really take on board that scent is for that particular intent. So if I am working with Ganesha, taking time to breathe in each of the ingredients as I make the incense. So cardamom and cloves and ginger, not fenugreek. No one wants to be inhaling fenugreek. Or what's the really, really yucky one? Asafoetida. That one's just nasty. There's a reason it's called devil's dung. So appreciate the smell and take on board the scent, so that you can associate that with the magic, not just the magical properties, but the scent of it as well. And really kind of brings another dimension to your magical working, I think. Whether you make all of the things yourself or whether you buy them from reputable places, it's it's a fun thing to be messing around with, definitely. Oh, they smell, yes. Live flowers like sweet peas. Sweet peas have an amazing scent. That would be perfect if you're working some magic and you want to have the scent of fresh flowers. Have them just on your altar or on your table when you're working the magic, and remember to breathe in the scent as you're working the magic. It just adds to it. Not valerian. Yeah. There are some things that you really don't want to be inhaling very deeply. Cardamom smells like fizzy lemonade. I never thought that. I think lemon verbena smells like fizzy lemonade. Cardamom just smells yummy. Cardamom makes me think of curries and yummy things. We did mention cardamom in coffee earlier. Yes. Do you know, I make chai. Make chai tea. I make chai latte. That's got all of the cardamom, ginger, cloves, all the Indian spices in, and it's one of my favorites. I've never tried cardamom in coffee on its own. I shall be doing that this morning. Hannah, I have the most amazing scented roses in my garden, which I dry for potpourri. Rose petals are brilliant for working magic. They don't tend to hold on to their scent very strongly. If I'm using them in incense blends, I tend to add a little bit of pure rose oil to boost it. But fresh roses, again, if you're buying a rose, check the label. Some of the more modern hybrid varieties, they look amazing. They've been bred for the colour, the shape, the size, the amount of petals, but they've lost their scent. So I tend to look for the older varieties of rose so that they have got that aroma. But roses are amazing. Christine, I remember walking in Hong Kong and the smell of soya bean curd being cooked by street traders. They told me it smelled like hell but tasted like heaven. I think it tastes like hell too, Christine, to be honest, but it's a personal choice. But that smell is a memory for you, isn't it? And they are so powerful. Valerian root smells and tastes like pea pods. Okie doke. Sylvia, chai recipe. It is in the cooking book. I think it's in the cooking book. It's in one of the books. I'll dig it out, Sylvia. It is in one of the books. Maria, you wouldn't describe valerian as pea pods. There you go. Christine, it's known as graveyard dust. Yep. Beck, I worked in Jordan for a short while and their national Arabic coffee has cardamom in. Delicious. The ritual to make it is wonderful too. I've talked about tea and coffee and ritual. There is a magic to making tea and coffee and the whole ritual of it. I have another talk on that. I did it a few weeks back. But I love the idea of cardamom in coffee. I'm definitely going to try that today. Jill, love the smell of tomato leaves. Now, the smell of tomato leaves makes me think of my dad's greenhouse. When I was a kid, he still grows tomatoes now, just going into the greenhouse when I was a kid, and it's that really strong, fresh tomato leaf smells lovely. But, of course, you can work magic with tomato leaves as well. Brilliant. Xenia, to all the coffee lovers, British Museum's having an exhibition about coffee in the Islamic world. Interesting. We're going to try and get to see the Stonehenge one before it closes. British Museum's brilliant. It always has lots of things. So hopefully that has kicked my butt into not being so lazy when I'm making spells or doing ritual, and to actually taking time to smell the roses. To actually stop and appreciate the scent and to take that on board as part of the magic as well, not just looking at the lists and the magical properties, about taking the time. Tried valerian tea once. Yeah, it's not one of my favourites. I'm with you there, Lani. We'll stick to our lattes. Senia, me too. Plan to see the Stonehenge exhibition. It is on at the British Museum at the moment. It is supposed to be very good. We are getting the four of us witches together on a date where we can all do it is a bit of a trial and error, but we'll get there. But yes, do have, enjoy the smell as well as the magical properties. It can add another layer to your magic. And I say, if you haven't tried making loose incense, do have a go with it. And if you don't like the smoke, do have a go working with the loose incense in your oil burners. It works really, really well. Wisteria and bluebells makes my garden smell awesome. Beautiful. Sylvia, how's your garden smelling now? Is it different than before the renovation? If you have a look at my blog, Sylvia, I've been doing some before and after photos. I think most of them are up now. The one of the garden is up there as well. The garden is looking beautiful. Still in the spring stage, so there's still some gaps, but it is looking amazing now. So have a look on my blog, Sylvia. There are lots of before and after photos of all of it. Of the study, of the kitchen diner, of the garden, of the downstairs toilet. It's all done. So pictures are up on my blog now. So thank you everyone for joining me. I'm just having a look to see if there's anything that I should be telling you about. The competition is still running on the Kitchen Witch website. Thank you for singing. Kitchen Witch website. Competition's still running to win a stack of books. All you need to do is sign up for a new monthly newsletter. That's over on the Kitchen Witch website. Kitchen Witch Ritual, 30th of April, 7 p.m. over on the Kitchen Witch group, Cobham Facebook group. Waffling Witches. We're doing our first Waffling Witches for a very long time to celebrate 10 years of the Kitchen Witch School being opened. We opened our doors on the 1st of May 10 years ago. So Heather, Ness and Sue will be at my house. So you'll have the four of us in front of the camera with cake from my house. And Bernie's going to be joining us from her house live as well via good old webcam. So we'll have a Waffling Witches as well. That's 11 a.m. on the 1st of May. But have a look over on the Kitchen Witch Cobham Facebook page. All of the details are there for all of the events. Thank you for joining me. As always, you guys are absolutely fantastic. And Nikki's just got exorcismed courtesy of the small dog. I have a small dog here as well. Thank you for joining me. If you've got any subjects you want me to talk about anytime, do message me. I'd be happy if I can. I may need to go and speak to Eric. Thank you so much for joining me. Hugs to you all. And I'm glad to have caught you today. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend.